So when we go into neutrality, what is happening, right? And so what's happening is we're moving away from the brain and all the freaking chatter, right? It's just so annoying. All the thoughts and judgments and I need to do this and I need to do that and I feel terrible and that person's this and that person's that. And it's, habitual thought patterns, man. It is really sucking the energy, life force right out of us. So when we go into neutrality, okay, this is an actionable state. How I've been doing it, how I've been practicing going into neutrality is just, a few minutes every hour, and it's been more and more. And I include also consciously breathing, just, following my breath. So when we enter into neutrality, what we're doing is we are just becoming the witness, all right? We witness all the thoughts, all the things, right? They're coming in, but we're not reacting, right? We're just allowing them to be. And they're happening everywhere. They're in the grocery store, and they're driving down the road, and they're in every relationship, right? We're trying to figure out stuff, the ego, trying to be in control, all the things, right? So, but when we consciously enter into neutrality, that shifts all of that. I don't know exactly how it works, but it totally works. So you'll have to give it a shot. And so the cool thing about the way I'm talking about it is, instead of going to these places to sit down and meditate, I'm talking about doing it while you're going to the bathroom, while you're driving your car, while you're doing the dishes, all of those things, yeah? All of those daily routines that we do, just incorporating going into neutrality. Now, when we do it, it's like, it's almost like we go into a bubble, right? We go into our true nature, because our true nature is just to be an observer, right? And then once we go into this place and allow for what I call the neutrality of love to take hold, then we surrender to the attachment of any of these thoughts, okay? And we surrender to the beliefs, the limiting beliefs. And we surrender to the imbalance, okay? And we connect to source energy. And from this place, we can make decisions and we can act. Yeah, and this is why learning how to do it throughout the day is important. And this doesn't mean we don't do anything or that we become, the all-knowing guru. Because I could tell you that I am really not perfect at all. Anybody who ever knew me would tell you that. And the thing is I'm not perfect, and I carry a lot of trauma and darkness because of, honestly, because of my childhood and my lineage. It's no different than anybody else. But it has made a difference going into neutrality. I can tell you it really, really makes a difference, because when we can learn to go into love, right? And when I say neutrality, because love is unconditional. Real love is neutrality, is unconditional. It sees all the parts of us, and it wants to hold us and nourish us, and it wants us to feel good. Love is good. Love is good, right? Well, goddamn. Anyways, yeah, give me love, Load it on. That's why I wanted to sit right directly in the sun, because the sun, I feel like it's just all about love, just radiating love onto us. And so we practice, right? We do a little bit. in the bathroom, in the car, sitting there watching TV, eating food, taking walks. And so what I wrote in my book, and this came right through me, and I really love the Neutrality of Love chapter for this reason, is it's not about the length of time you're in neutrality. It's more about the continual, the continuous frequency that you're carrying. So if you're, I don't know if I said that right, but if you were, say, just for 3 minutes, 3 times an hour, right? And you do it, and you enter into neutrality for 30 seconds, right? Maybe longer, maybe shorter, but like just to throw out a number that's super easy. 30 seconds is not a long time, right? It might seem long when you're in neutrality, but so if you're doing it 3 times an hour all day long, right? If you can remember even to do it once, but 3 times, 6 times, but trying to keep it, but literally, try to do it 3 times an hour, because I feel like that's the sweet spot, right? We can do it more, we can do it less, we can enter into neutrality as many times as we want, obviously, but 3 times spread throughout the hour all day long. That starts to train the body, starts to send messages to the cellular structure of the body, starts to send messages to the nervous system, right? And then we become adept at entering into neutrality, and we become like the witness. And when we do that, what happens, right? It changes the whole body. It changes the chemistry of the body. Now, the thing is to do it just when nothing crazy is happening, but because what we want to do is like muscle memory, right? We want to do it when we're calm and we're chilling. Yeah, we don't need to do it like when something bad is happening or something that we need to react right away at first. And once we learn how to enter into neutrality, the easy way, right? Just doing it 3 times an hour, 20 seconds, a minute, whatever you feel is good. Even 5 seconds, okay? Just make it super simple. If you can't go into the neutrality of love 5 seconds, 3 times an hour, then you're not trying. Just saying. So yeah, I can do it right now, 5 seconds. Ready? You do it with me, 5 seconds. And basically what you're doing is you're following your breath. Okay, so everything stopped and I could hear all the birds, yeah? And the acorns falling. And my body relaxed, right? And my parasympathetic nervous system reset just for 5 minutes. Yeah. And it gave me a minute to slow down so I could talk to you. Can you tell the difference? Can you tell the difference if you tried it? Right? Okay, so we're doing that, right? Because we're going into source energy. Into the center of our toroidal field is the neutrality of love. Yeah, it's where everything that we ever needed exists. It is where source energy, God, exists. It is within us. It is not external. We can do this anywhere. We could be in jail and do this. Yeah? And we could be at work. And so once we get good at going into the neutrality of love, we begin to create a muscle memory, like I was saying earlier. And now we can start to use it in situations that require a really fast decision, all right? Instead of a reaction, a response. And, look, don't beat yourself up if you're still having triggers or reactions or anxiety. It's okay because it takes time to retrain the body. And this is, This is what I'm talking about. I still have triggers and reactions. I'm not, I'm working, as we talk about this, I'm working at my life is becoming better because I am able to go into neutrality during stressful times now. Yeah. And I'm able to calm the body and slow down the stress or the anxiety that I have because of this practice. And so there is some advanced practices that we can. I'm going to make another video about this, but I'm going to quick tell you a little bit about it. Because when we go into neutrality and we're in that love vibration, right, we're in a vibration of acceptance, of presence. Yeah. We're not reacting. We're not thinking about all the things that happened or are going to happen or whatever it is. We're in neutrality. And from that place, our inner knowing is activated. And what does that mean? That means that we are able to pull information, like to activate our intuition, our inner knowing. We're able to pull information, comes through us, solutions for the situation that we're in. And, some of the more advanced techniques that I've been playing around with are like instantaneous, like nanosecond practice. Like I need to make a decision like within, a fraction of a second. Before I make that decision, like, I'm in danger or there's, I'm in danger or I need to steer my car in a different way or whatever. You can train the body to start doing this unconsciously. Okay? I know this is a trip, right? Like you can train your body to go into neutrality. So it just bypasses the fight or flight response completely. And as we evolve, we're going to start moving beyond the fight or flight response. Yeah, because that's what frazzles us all the day long, because that thing's activating. I mean, the thing is, we can make decisions like so quickly where we can just step aside. Yeah, so it's not like fight or flight, it's responding quickly. Like we can step aside. Like if the lion's coming and everybody always says to me, what if a lion's chasing you? And I'm like, well, okay, well, if the lion is coming at me and I go into neutrality, yeah, into a place of love, that lion's going to feel that. And also as it runs towards me, I can just step aside. All right, because you can't outrun a lion, and you probably can't fight a lion. So what's the best solution in this situation is to go into a love vibration. Yeah. So, the thing is when you're in a love vibration, like nothing's really going to mess with you. Okay. Like the cops aren't going to pull you over. Like you can almost do whatever you want when you're in a love vibration. First of all, when you're in a love vibration, you automatically are in alignment with nature. So it's not like you're going to be violent or reacting in a negative way. All right, so this is the first video. I'm going to do a few on this chapter because honestly I feel like it's the best. There's nothing better than learning how to do this. And everything that I'm teaching and talking about, I'm practicing myself. Because there were probably more reactive people, but I'm pretty reactive. I've had a lot of really funky things happen to me, a lot of traumatic things. So, I've had to heal my nervous system through some of these practices. And nature is the best place to be in neutrality, though. So I didn't talk about that too much, but I love nature. We are nature. And okay, so have a really great day. Practice this, 3 times an hour for 5 seconds. That's the challenge. Do it for the whole waking time. As soon as you wake up, into neutrality for 5 seconds. Come on, you could do it. All right, take care.